They will, and I want them to.
Yeah.
Secondly, if you can avoid loss of lives, avoid it.
Correct.
Let me tell you, I have witnessed during the 82 coup, I used to be an altar boy, some friends of mine were killed. I was part of the clamor to Pigwa for agitation for multipartism. And when you see somebody breathe his last, it's very different from when you see it on television.
I know.
I can guarantee you, anyone who makes so and says, we're ready to die. I remember we were having a discussion where we normally hang out, and I asked guys, have you ever seen somebody breathe his last? No. Don't ever say we're ready to, you have no idea.
But Jimmy,
and for me, if you can avoid it,
avoid it.
Because the difference for me would have been continue the track record. They had a peaceful, the first demonstration. What?
Correct.
Nothing, I mean, they were even helping people. There's a guy who tried to steal. They walked him to Central Police Station. Brilliant, okay? Do you know why? Because then that allows hijacking. Somebody will take advantage, and they already have taken advantage of these demonstrations. Yes. Yeah, I mean, if you listen, for example, if you look at the faces of this, the last two demos, very different, know? If you even listen to their chatter, yesterday we had people coming to say that they're representing the Gen Zs and they're ready to negotiate. Such things, you know what I mean? And you and I know, I don't know if people know this, but I don't want to give details. But if you look at the carnage in 97, a lot of that was caused by opposition. That's public information. So people will take advantage of the situation for their own selfish means, using your own very innocent movement. And that's my fear.
Let me tell you why my argument against that vase is not worth anyone's life is this. If these guys had listened from the first peaceful demonstrations when they went to KFC thereafter, and they listened to the second one, right? Yes. When they went to one of those joints again, right? And they would have said, you know what? We have listened. We're going to reject this. What made these guys want to go into parliament is they hid behind the walls of these institutions.
Sure.
And decided, you know what? Whatever it is you want, we don't care. We're going to pass because we are the ones who decide.
Who put you there?
When you put people in that position, they'll come out and get you in there. Don't blame them for it. Then when they come and get you, remember, it's their building as well. It's not yours alone.
It is their taxpayers' money. Yes.
It is their money. That means belongs to Kenyans, not to Parliament. Parliament is Kenya's anyway, right?
Exactly, yes.
So my question is, when you go and hide behind it, and say you're going to pass it, mpende msipende, then when they come to try and tell you, please stop this thing, you start shooting them. Are you really justified? Who's the agitator in this space?
That's what I'm saying. So you see, all in all, somebody will take advantage. Whether it's government, whether it's anyone who has ill motives, and the cause of it is innocent lives will be taken. It happens all over. And for me, if there's an ounce, if there's a way to avoid loss of life, like I like what, and you're beginning to see it now. You're finding hardliners in the Gen X, Gen Z structure, and that's normal when there's a movement forming. There's always that. And you can tell people who have their own selfish agenda, people who disregard, because in any situation, you cannot disregard life, especially if it is innocent. You cannot. You cannot. If you can avoid it, because let me give you the pluses. Like, for example, you've seen their latest demands.
Yes. There are 36 of them.
Yes.
But Jimmy, what I'm trying to say is this. The Gen X have been fed fear because they know, what you're saying now. Have you seen someone die?
Yes.
Jimmy, it was not supposed to have happened like that. Someone should have taken accountability back then. They did not, so this thing has been running like that.
Sure.
This Gen Z are telling you it doesn't have to be. Unfortunately, they
don't have to fear death.
You're not supposed to think even about death. You're just going to tell someone, look, don't pass this thing. Simple. Listen to us, right? When he hides behind the army and he hides behind the police force and hides behind the walls of parliament, right? Then what do you expect these guys to do? They're saying, in effect, we'll keep going like you've always done, irrespective of what you say. And Gen Z, you are telling them, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take advantage of what they have. Technology. Their mode of communication, unprecedented. Okay?
Yes.
Their morph structure working. And here's a thing. So many are saying that at some point they will have to create leadership structure.
Correct.
At some point. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Here's my point. Okay. And which brings me to how do you define this? Is Gen Z a culture? Is it a generation? Or is it a movement?
That's something to think about. That's something, because what you're actually witnessing, Jimmy, is a change of culture.
Woo!
It's not an issue of age. It's not an issue of, it's Gen X, Gen Z. No. It's an issue of you can no longer hide behind institutions of government and say you cannot touch me because I'm here.
Yes.
Right? We want you to come out and talk to us out here and tell us when you do the job we sent you to Parliament to do. If UDA nominated you to Parliament, you go and sort UDA issues. But if it is us who elected you into Parliament, you belong to us.
So here's the thing. The president was, gave a very emotional speech.
Correct.
I loved his opening lines. I run a country.
But I lead.
But I also lead. I also am a leader over people.
Correct. Very true.
And at the end of it said, okay, because I've had the cries of the people, I have removed and refused to assent to this bill.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It was very smart of him.
Very smart. And he offered and said, I would like us to come.
He offered some cuts from what he had proposed.
By 300, was it 349 billion?
346 billion was what he was intending to raise, which is now been out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so he says, you know what, let's rewrite this finance bill together.
Mm-hmm. Correct. But why didn't he say it earlier?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We don't have lost those lives.
I know. So, you learn my mistake. So he has made that call.
Correct.
I think.
Good of him. Very good of him,
yes.
Yeah.
I think, say, okay, so we've achieved stage one.
Correct.
Let's listen to him. Mm-hmm. Okay? What you're seeing now is a lot of, he's lying information about certain tenders happened. Now it's Ruto must go.
Let me tell you, Jimmy, I love that is a new change of mindset you're getting. It wasn't just about reject this finance bill. It's how are things run in this government.
Good.
Yeah?
I think, if you ask me, too much rolling out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe it's excitement, maybe it's hijacking people who are getting into this movement for their own selfish reasons, I think. Yeah. Okay? Because you can see the disparities in conversation. Some said, you know what, come, let's reason together, we're not going to go onto the streets. Some saying, no,
let's go.
Tunaenda, because it's not about just a reject bill, more lives get lost.
Correct.
Okay? People now saying we're going to stand and speak for Gen Z, not happening. All right? So I think, and in fact, I don't think they should allow anyone to mediate.
I don't think so either.
I don't think, because they have this thing called this Twitter space. Or whatever they have conversations. It's interesting because you can't find them. Yes. You just find a conversation you're
of 100,000, 128,000 people.
And it's growing. It's growing.
That is their parliament.
Yeah. Boom!
So
there you are.
That's what I'm telling you. We are thinking in our own interest that parliament is this room where some characters sit and decide.
I get you. All I'm saying is, wacha waambie prezo, kuja, ingia
hapa tukuambie kweli.
And you know what? Let's respect culture, irrespective. We're not speaking to William Ruto.
No, the presidency.
Thank you. It's an institution. Respect it. That's how we raise.
Yes, we respect it.
I say that's how we raise you, because you're our children. So respect. But I'll respect you. But boss, I'll call you out. Invite him and let's have that conversation. Just like what look, it's very obvious.
By the way,
obvious.
I had there's one he joined.
That was the beginning. He came in and came out.
I think that was a very smart move. I wish he had stayed in.
I wish he had stayed in,
because you see, there's those characters that are going to speak badly, but over time people realize, you know what? It's a change of culture.
Yes.
Get in there and listen to what people want, because apparently Parliament seems not to be doing what we elected them to do.
And you're the president.
We elected you.
Yeah.
What would have happened? But it's not the first time. But there's another one who left social media because of this. So it's a tough place to be.
It is. Criticism.
It's not easy to take.
But you have to take it to grow.
But you need to figure out, that is the right place to read the political temperatures, to know exactly what is going on. If you see 100,000 people assembling, I don't think even in this country we've had a political rally with as many people as were seen in these streets.
No. 2002, Brabe.
I don't think we were this number in Nairobi then. You were about 3 million then.
I think they should invite him, and I think the president should.
I think so.
I don't think there should be any
and this
mediations.
Church, this idea of guys.
I have a lot of respect for church.
The church.
Please,
I want to talk to them. I think the church leadership. No, don't msikai kando, but you're missing the point. And the kids and the young people are telling you. There was an Harambee that was called, right?
Yes.
You're here telling us the way it is wrong. You're the ones who taught us the morality of life,
yes.
Of do not steal, do not covet,
yes.
do not have greed.
Yeah.
And then when people go and steal, you accept that money in the church.
Yes.
And then you sing praises. That's the thing they're asking. Church leaders, where have you been when people are being shot? Why haven't you gone to see these people in the hospital as church leaders? Why haven't you gone?
Only after it was too late.
But when they come to church, you want them to listen. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
So, advice to the presidency.
Yeah,
please nothing to fear.
Nothing to fear. Just come and listen.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know if so many of us have raised our kids this way. So long as you're not insulting or demeaning anyone,
you just say what you
say. And they are brutal. You know, they say, "I Buddha apoli."
This generation is different. It's not afraid. They'll tell you.
Yes. Take it because when you accept it takes you to another level, another relationship.
It takes you to a level you can never get through the use of force. Those kids, and funny enough, the cops, the policemen we have, and the army people, I'm sure the majority of the service people are in this generation.
So here's the thing: if you look at, and the other opportunity of looking at this, if you look at the structure of government, from I think it's CSs. I don't know if they still have some principal secretaries.
Yes,
it will shock you how old they are.
Mm-hmm.
And therein lies another asset for Gen Z.
Yes,
if they're and I know they are smart.
Mm-hmm.
So this just stay in that space, and take advantage of the amount of resources that you have.
But Jimmy,
hence why I'm saying be smart in this. We messed up. We got caught up. We were infiltrated.
We are afraid. The reason you don't want to come to these spaces is because you're afraid that we will call you out. There was this video going around of this MP driving a very nice G-Wagon. Yeah? And he got called out by a lady, I think, who was riding on a motorbike.
Yes.
Yeah? And his response was shocking. I'm thinking...
What did he say?
He doesn't have a very good response.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So I'm thinking, do you think that such kind of a person would appear on that space? Because they'll go for his jugular. Number two, can we account for the wealth that we have? That is the biggest problem. So I go there. Yeah.
No, I know.
And then I start saying, we need to have things checked, and yet my company is the one winning tender.
You are exposed.
Yeah, under the company. Not if you win it over the table, there's nothing wrong in it. You might be the best out there, right?
Yes.
But is it really how you win these things, or is it single sourced and those kinds of things? So, Jimmy,
what's the president's objective?
I think the president's objective is to gain. No, this first objective is to gain this voter group.
Yes.
Yeah, that is his biggest objective.
20+ million, yes.
If he needs to survive, he needs them to be with him.
Boom.
But this approach he's talking, that people are coming to say we are representing them, then their pictures coming up from wherever and wherever. That's not the way to go. Go to the space. Stahimili, whatever is going to be there, let them know that you have, and I know he has it. He has the guts to just listen.
He has.
And sort out the things. There are things you can easily sort out. Things like university fees.
Yes.
You can sort those things out. Things like help. You can sort these things out. And then the biggest issue with Gen Z, and people are not seeing it, is when I listen to the president's speech, the second one, not the first one.
Yes.
The first one was, I don't know what that was too, but the second one, he said, I have given jobs about this guy where we used to sell chicken, and this guy has taken about 500 guys out of the country. Now, the question is, you have jobs for Mjengo. So the kids who went to university, where are their jobs? Which jobs are you creating for them? Unless you solve that issue, and you solve that they can know when I finish my university degree, I have a place to go.
Yeah.
Where are the factories? Where are the companies coming in? Where are they going to work? You can't keep talking about Mjengo every time.
I don't know whether it's because I've accessed to some information, but I can tell you for a fact. And I've always said this. Ile shida hii serikali and previous serikalis they have the worst communication strategy ever. Because truth be told, and some of these videos you can find on YouTube, there are many jobs created by this and previous government in terms of young people, and not just kuvunja mawe, technical jobs like high what do you call it, intelligent, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean
you engage your mind.
Yes, engineers,
white collar jobs.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, where are they?
No, the problem
Go
is
to the space.
you will never see, and I don't know, and I keep telling government,
maybe you have access to them. Go and tell them.
The only time to know, they don't listen. So let me tell you, across the world, and I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong, governments do like citizenry not having information, because that's how you can control them. Sadly, that's changing. That's changing, yeah. But if you look at, there's a documentary about SGR. Look at the engineers, the Gen Z engineers in that thing. And where they come, there are many. Look at this thing that Ruto is doing, the low-cost building. Look at the engineers there. Look, and him going to interview. That's where they came. These stories are there. It's just they don't come out. Why? I don't know. Here's my question: how
many engineers can you have in doing?
I'm just saying engineers. There are many other things. No,
one in every project, and about 3 supervisors.
Do this. Go to YouTube. Log on to
Jimmy,
you will see them.
We are talking about thousands of kids.
Yes.
Yeah. Where are their jobs? They have paid. They have help loans waiting for them. They have even doctors. By the way, just the other day, doctors went to the streets for 2 months.
Yes.
What did you tell them? We reduced the whole conversation that they want money. You know, and this is a guy who's been in school for 7 good years. He can serve. We don't have enough doctors in this country, and you're unable to engage them.
That's the thing.
Why?
That's the thing, though. So here's my question.
Yeah.
How many people do we expect government to employ? Are we asking them to create enabling environments for young guys to make money?
Remember last time we spoke...
Because those infrastructures are there.
Remember last time we spoke about 263 parastatals, and we said that was totally necessary?
Yeah? Absolutely.
Yeah? Yes. We need to create the environment
for them to begin to become entrepreneurs. That's what I always talk to you.
How do we create the environment? We reduce taxation. Number one,
cost of production.
You cannot tax yourself into prosperity. You only kill yourself, because you're reducing what is left over for people in people's pocket from what they earn, right?
Yes.
And to serve other people who are not even paying that tax. So the best thing is reduce the taxes, reduce the interest rates. In fact, there was a very nice thing the other day about it. We should talk about that.
We have to talk about it. 1 hour silo. So I call a friend of mine. We used to call him the Attorney General. We used to show
before you go there.
No, we'll call him later. Yeah.
So basically, we need to create an environment, Jimmy, where people are free to get it. That's what Kibaki did. Kibaki didn't go creating so many parastatals so to get employed in government.
He just made it easier for you to earn a living.
Rwanda, it's a one-stop shop where you can open a business. There was one he tried in Kenya. Is it called Can Invest or something?
Can Invest, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I don't know what happened to it. Right? But then you come back, then the laws of tax keep changing every year. Today we are taxing this, next year we are not. How do you plan? How do you plan? How do you grow?
Here's a question I have for the presidency.
Yeah.
How badly do you want to come back to government?
How badly do you need to lead these people? Because it's going to come for you.